Hello, friends. Yes, we have finally made it. We're nearly halfway through this year, 2026, the year of the fire horse, the universal 1 year, this wild year that we've had so far. And we have arrived to the summer solstice. It's me, Dr. Missy Hillock, and I'm here to tell you all about it with a weekly energy forecast for the week of June 21st through the 27th of 2026. So, again, today is the summer solstice, if you're in the northern hemisphere, that is. And the summer solstice is the longest day of the year. It's the day when we have more sunlight than any other day of the calendar year. And, I love to think about things symbolically and the spiritual meanings behind things. And remember, the sun is our divine masculine energy. It's the doer energy, the creation energy, the manifesting energy, where we bring our thoughts and our passions and our desires into form. And so, what a fantastic time for us to recenter and focus and reflect on the year that has already passed and the 6 months that is yet to come. And I have an amazing card pull that I'm going to use to walk us through this. I also wanted to mention that the summer solstice, because it is this day of very long sunlight. Think about when we on a spiritual path, those of us who've done shadow work, where we kind of look at the things within our subconscious, the things that we have not yet claimed as part of ourself as an individual. Symbolically, the summer solstice is this day where there's a light shining on everything, where things come to the surface, where things come out of the shadows to be seen in the light. And in the light is where they can be honored and released and healed and transformed. So the energy of all of this is amazing and exciting and really supportive. So let's dig into the reading and see what this day holds, what this week holds, and truly what I believe the next 6 months holds for us and how we can use this energy to support where we're headed. So the first deck that I pulled from is one of Kyle Gray's deck. This is one I've been using fairly often as of late, the Angels and Ancestors Guidebook. I love this because it's very kind of nature-based in many ways. And two cards came out. The first card is the Star Ancestor card, Follow the Voice of Your Soul. And the second card is the Animal Guardian, Trust Your Instincts. I love this card. It's actually the card on the cover of the deck. And so let's look at each one of these to see what's happening here. So this first card, Star Ancestor, who's come to support, to remind us to follow the voice of your soul. So for me, in relation to the summer solstice, in relation to all these cosmic shifts that are happening right now with Chiron moving into Taurus for the first time in 8 years, and all these other planetary alignments and shifts that are happening over the next couple of weeks. And again, summer solstice today, we are in this massive transition point within humanity and the collective consciousness, within ourselves as an individual. And this beautiful reminder is a call toward our North Star. What is true for us? Where is our compass pointing? Not where is your neighbor's compass pointing? Not what are the things that you have been doing with your life, or the things you've been focusing on or worrying about because you thought you had to do that to be a good person or to be a successful person or to be respected or any of these things. This is a call toward following your voice, your heart, your purpose. And this really is a card about purpose. It's about our calling as individuals and our calling as a humanity to come here to do what we came here to do, right? And I really believe this card and all the cards that I pulled that I'm going to share are really pointing us from living out of the mental mind and more into the heart space. So when we have had those moments in life where there's a tug of war between what our mind says, what the ego mind is pushing, what the thoughts are saying, versus where we feel pulled from the heart or instinctually, or even from our gut below our heart space. When we have that tug of war and we don't know which way to move because we don't know which one to trust, this message, if I could sum it up really succinctly, would be following the heart. It's time to follow the heart. It doesn't mean we disregard the mind. We love our beautiful mind. We love the ability to think and reason and process. But sometimes our mind can get us into a bit of trouble, especially when we don't know the answers and we kind of make up the answers and all the things that the ego does and the nervous system does to keep us in a safe little bubble that can sometimes limit us. So this is a reminder to follow the heart, to trust our own inner knowing and the calling of our soul and what we came here to do, what we came here to experience, what we came here to express. Because yes, this message and this energy is a very forward, action-oriented energy. This is about getting aligned so that as we move forward this week and this month and the coming months, our compass is set. So this is saying, listen to that heart, follow your purpose. And how do we know what that is? If you're like, well, what's my purpose? I'm still figuring it out. I firmly believe our greatest purpose is to follow our joy and excitement. And even if you think about that based on what I've just shared about the mind and the heart and the gut, where do we feel joy? We feel it in our heart. Where do we feel excitement? Well, a lot of times we feel that in our gut, right? So it's like trusting this center here to guide us. Neither of those things really come from the mind, right? So this is your call in toward following your purpose through what you're feeling in your heart, what you're feeling in your gut, what's giving you joy, what's making you excited, what's getting you up in the morning and pulling you. If you are attached to a string that was pulling you around through your day and through your life, what is the energy of that? What is pulling you? And instead of it being these threads of the mind that can pull us into these ditches and crazy places that we go, this is a call to really let your heart be your guide. So with the animal guardian card, what I love about this, in addition to the star ancestor card, is this another layer to this. It's asking us to trust our instincts, trust that intuition, trust that guidance of the heart and the gut, because like animals, we too have our knowing, our instincts, these keen things that we just, if we take the thinking mind out of it, we know, right? And I do believe part of our role as a human is to fall into a state of surrender and trust where we can trust that knowing really implicitly. And so many times we talk ourselves out of just trusting the knowing. And so also think about animals. They don't second guess their behaviors. They don't run through the playbook of what happened and could they have done that differently. Animals just are. Right? They exist, they respond to what's happening. And then, excuse me, the next moment brings the next thing. And we as the humans, because we have this beautiful, sophisticated mind, we also have this ability to live in the past and in the future and second guess and run the playbook and go through all these scenarios of the mind that do create a bit of a gray cloud. And so again, this is that reminder. Let the mind clear, let the mental fog clear, and follow your true compass of the heart, like animals, to really guide us through this season that we're headed into. The next deck that I pulled from, because it being such a cool time within the moon, stars, and quasars, I wanted to pull from one of my Moonology decks, and I pulled from the Moonology Manifestation Oracle by Yasmin Boland. Also knowing that this energy of the summer solstice is, again, very action, very manifestation focused energy. And the card that I pulled is New Moon in Sagittarius. Focus on the positive. I love this, especially in relation to what I've just shared, because again, new moon energy is highly manifesting energy. Under the new moon is when we set our intentions, right? That's when we say, here's what I want to bring to life, bring into form over the next few weeks, right? So this is a reminder we're in that phase of creation. And it's also a reminder to check our thoughts, to see where are we gunking up our creations in where our focus is lying. So it's a reminder to focus on the positive, meaning when we catch ourselves thinking about potential negative outcomes, living in worry, living in fear, living in doubt, going through scenarios of what could happen that end in things that we don't desire. I know in my earlier days of life, that was one of the ways I really had to catch myself in my thinking. So many of us are prone to thinking toward the negative. And so this is a call to be very aware of that and to be mindful about focusing on positive outcomes, because it is such a strong season of manifestation. And because energy flows where consciousness goes, we don't want to spend all this beautiful manifesting energy thinking about things we don't want, because spoiler alert, we'll get them. So what we want to get are the things that we truly desire. So focusing on the outcomes that we want is really important here. Again, with the understanding that where those things come from, where those inspired desires come from, is not the mind of what we should have or, need to have, etc. But what are we really feeling called into bringing into form, and why? And then the last deck I pulled from is a really beautiful deck called Spirit Allies. It's not one that I use very often, but I really love the images and the variety of plants and crystals and animals that come up in this deck. And I pulled two cards here that came out together, cards number 21 and 22. So Rainbow Fluorite and Rhodochrosite. And again, these could not be any more perfect from what I'm sharing and the energy and the season that we're in now. So the Rainbow Fluorite, this crystal is really powerful for purification. It is really great for cleansing and clearing the aura, the energetic bodies. And specifically here, if you read the message in the deck associated with this card, it's specifically calling for a purification and a cleansing that comes from meditation. So how does this relate to what I've already shared? Again, it's clearing the mind so that we can return into the body, into the heart, into the gut, out of that mental nebulous field, down deeper into the body, into the cells, into really our power center. And so this beautiful Rainbow Fluorite is a reminder to allow some time in your day, even if it's a few minutes a day, to close your eyes, breathe, and just be with what comes up, and make that part of your practice to allow your thoughts to move through you. And then the Rhodochrosite card, if you notice the color of this stone, it's pink in color, and it can actually look kind of, rosy quartz pink in color. So it's associated with the heart chakra. And so this particular energy is also saying, remember, open the heart. Follow the heart, trust the heart. And this is beautiful in relation to this whole message because it takes us back to where we started. We want to clear the minefield so that we set the energy in a way that the heart can really open and expand and guide us. So I really hope that this message supports you, inspires you, opens up your mind and your heart to receive what's happening within you and around you, maybe in a new way that you haven't thought about or considered, and also gives you a little bit of a strategy and a focus for moving forward as you move into this season of really examining within. Where have you been? Where are you headed? What are the things that you want to bring into form, and why? Is that coming from the heart? Is that coming from the mind? And then having the strength and the courage and the confidence to trust your instincts, trust your gut, follow your excitement and your joy to live your highest light, because that's what it's all about, friends. I really look forward to seeing you next time. If you never want to miss one of these messages, I post them every Sunday. You can follow me here on my YouTube channel. You can also sign up for my mailing list and get a few emails each week with some great tips and tools and practices that you can use to help on your consciousness journey. I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a great week. And again, happy summer solstice. Bye.